We're live.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. Let's see. So just a reminder, we will take roll call votes for voting. And I think that should do it. So let's see. So we have, for anybody who's joining us on the phone, we have Member Donovan, Member Allen, Member McFadden, Member Kissinger, Member Panday. We have Attorney Hennius, Superintendent Aronakis, Director of Administration Robert Ross, and I think I got everybody. Okay, so we'll get started. We have recognitions and achievements. We have our 2020 U.S. Presidential Scholar, Alex Jetson, here with his family. And Jim, I'll turn that over to you.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm not on mute. Alex, I did provide a news briefing that was sent out to schools, to Alex on the 21st of May. So I just want to highlight some of the information that was included in that briefing. First, Alexander is our valedictorian, and graduation, although not quite the way that we wished it would be, was held last night, and I was there to watch a really nice ceremony, and Alex provided some virtual words for his valedictory speech. He is one of 161 high school seniors and who was chosen because of academic achievement, expertise in either arts or technical expertise, leadership, citizenship, service, and contribution to the school and community. It's important to note that this is the first time in the history of Exeter-West Greenwich that we have an individual who has been given this honor. So you will go down in the EWG history books, Alex. Quite an accomplishment. And just so that everyone knows, the Presidential Scholars Award is given to one male and one female from each state, also the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and then some others as well. One from families that are living abroad, and also there are 15 additional individuals chosen at large. So there's a total of 161 that are chosen per year. And each of the presidential scholars has the opportunity to identify his most influential teacher, and Alex chose Mrs. Malone, who was a math teacher at our high school. She has gotten quite a bit of recognition from some of our students. She's really an asset to the district. So this is an amazing accomplishment, and one that in all the years that Exeter-West Greenwich has been in existence, this is the first. So 30 years have gone by, exactly 30 years, and on the 30th anniversary, you are the person. So we wanted to bring Alex and his family to the school committee virtually, since that's what we're doing, and just give him the recognition that he deserves, because this is one of the highlights of the school year for the high school for sure, and for the district as a whole. So we wanted to say congratulations, and I don't know if anybody from the school committee would like to say a few words to Alex and or his family.
I'll just start. Congratulations, Alex. Obviously, I know that you've been a top scholar since you were a little tyke. So congratulations. Thank you so much for representing us so well in all aspects, academic and your character, and everything that you bring, community service, everything that you bring to our community and our district. So congratulations. I do have a certificate for you and a Duncan card, so I will get that over to you soon.
Congratulations, Alex. That's quite an accomplishment. You know, that's very good.
Everybody's good? Okay.
Alex, is there something that's happening this summer? Have they solidified any plans? Because typically there's quite the celebration that happens in, I believe, DC. Have you had any communication from the U.S. Department of Ed around what's going to happen this summer?
They actually just sent me my medal, which I'm wearing right now.
So they sent that in the mail a few days ago. They sent it out to all the recipients. As far as the ceremony goes, they said that we're probably not going to have anything. They're going to try to do something online. But the big part of it is getting to meet the president, members of Congress, and having that weekend in DC. So they basically took that away, unfortunately. I know they're trying to do something else, but they haven't solidified anything or sent us any information on it.
Well, even though you're a graduate, if you get any news on that, don't assume that it's been shared with us. Let us know. Send an email so that we're aware of you know, what you have in store coming ahead. And I hope that you do get the opportunity to celebrate this with the other 160 students from across the country and beyond. You know, think about the thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of high school seniors each year. Only 161 get this award, and one of them is one of our own. So it's phenomenal.
I want to give a shout out to Chris and Allison, because obviously, us parents, a lot of congratulations to you guys with all your kids.
Alex, where are you going to school in the fall? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm not having.
In the fall.
Very good.
You are.
Nice, very nice. Well, we wish you all
Alex.
the best.
Alex, to you and your family, I know with those kinds of gifts, you have many choices. And we appreciate that you were part of the Exeter-West Greenwich community. You've done so much for our district. We're so proud of what you have accomplished, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Good night.
Bye-bye. Okay, we'll go to the consent agenda.
Okay, under consent, we have the approval of our regular meeting minutes from May 26th. We also have one certified resignation. We have a number of recalls based on the job placement process that we've already completed. We still have a number of individuals that we've maintained on layoff so that we have some flexibility given the uncertainty of the budget and also the uncertainty of students and families who will make choices to stay home next year given the pandemic. So we've maintained a level of flexibility where if, for example, if we have a reduction in the number of students at a particular grade level, for those grade levels that were close, like barely over the line in requiring a teacher, those individuals have not yet been called back because I need to verify that students will actually return before we do that. But the remaining individuals are being called back to positions that remained vacant after the job fair. And I believe I said that when the initial list of layoffs was out, we sometimes had to lay off 2 or 3 people because an individual with more seniority their job was eliminated and they had multiple certifications. So I had to save multiple spots for them until they made the choice about where they wanted to go. So in some cases, these individuals are being called back right to the position that they were originally notified of a potential for layoff. So these are recalls. It means that we will not be paying unemployment to these individuals over the summer, but I just want everybody to know there still remains a number of individuals that we are not prepared to recall at this point. In addition, we have some administrative salary adjustments. I enclosed that. These are not significant increases. The rationale is based on the policy. So if you looked at the policy in advance, all of our administrators are based on a range that is determined on the top step teacher salary. And we had several that were at the bottom end of the range for the current year, but because the teacher contract had an increase, then the range for the administrators shifted over. And therefore, in order to maintain some of these individuals in the range per policy, they needed to get a raise. And then for the rest of them, there's a modest increase so that, we weren't giving increases to some and not all. I think our administrators have done an amazing job this year, particularly over the past 3+ months. We also have our bills, our monthly bills, and we have some homeschool approvals, and I believe these are approvals for the next school year. And that covers it.
Okay, any questions? Anyone need anything pulled? I know Terry needs the minutes pulled. Anything else?
Excuse me for a moment. Can I ask who joined? Phone number ending in 862?
That's me,
Oh,
Oh, it's
Bob Ross.
okay, thank you.
Okay, so if we can have a motion to approve the consent agenda, less the meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second, Donovan second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, Member Kissinger,
Aye.
Member Donovan,
Donovan, I.
Member McFadden,
Aye.
Member Allen.
Aye.
Okay, and I'm an aye, so motion carries. And then if we can have a motion to approve the meeting minutes for May 26th.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, Member Kissinger,
Yep.
Member
Aye.
Yep, Member Donovan,
Abstain.
Member McFadden,
Aye.
Member Allen.
Aye.
Okay, and I'm an aye. Motion carries. Okay, we'll move on to correspondence. Let's see. There's a communication to the EWG families from our superintendent regarding plans for reopening for next year. And we have a school committee resolution from Portsmouth. Any questions on the correspondence? Okay. We'll move on to the, let's see, 2019-20 budget projection.
So can everybody hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
you're good.
Yes.
So the budget projections enclosed. Significant is on the revenue side. Second line down, the funding formula has the asterisk. I built in a 12.5% cut to the state aid simply because as you roll down through the revenue, you can see they already cut the regional transportation in the ELL categorical, and that represents just for the month of March. They have not shown us May or June yet what they're going to do, a regional categorical. So I could see regional transportation categorical. So I think it stands to follow that there'll be a month-to-month reduction in the regional transportation and the ELL, but also the bigger conversation around the state is that there will be a cut to the state aid formula. So I just wanted to build that in because we're showing so much savings on the revenues on the expense side. It would be I don't want to give the false impression that that's going to be available because I'm fully anticipating a cut to the revenue.
They better be careful because that 121 additional million is based upon maintenance of effort. So they cut that. They may be cutting their own throats.
Yeah, we're watching it very closely. It's certainly a topic of conversation across the state right now.
I think overall, if barring, March 13th and the events that are following, we're showing consistency again in our budgeting and our expenditures.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. Let's see. So we have the 2020-2021 budget.
Is There's really not an update. The administrative salary adjustments that were just approved have all been built into the draft. I knew that I would be presenting them, so I built them into the draft that was approved by the committee, or the revision that was approved by the committee at our last meeting. And so now it's just a waiting game until the June 30th all-day referendum. And I will be holding the workshop, the public workshop. I believe that's next week.
Yeah, that's,
So I heard on the TV today that there's going to be $43 million made available to all the districts regarding COVID-19. Did
Correct.
everybody hear that?
I heard it. That's a total amount of money that will be distributed across the state, and it's going to be based on the Title I allocation for the schools. So our Title I allocation is fairly low to start with in comparison to many other districts, and that money is to be used strictly for COVID-19 related costs for reentry. So, for example, if we need to hire additional cleaning staff, if we need to purchase face masks or shields. So we haven't gotten the money yet, but it is designated specifically for reentry and making sure that we can meet the requirements that the health department and the governor's office and RIDE give us, which they have not released yet. They're due to be released by next Friday. That was part of the announcement today as well.
Oh, I saw a spreadsheet. I guess we're getting about 140,000.
Yep. That's not going to cover it.
No, I know that. It's a joke.
Yep. Some other places are getting millions.
I know. It's the same places that take the balance of the funding aid.
Yep.
okay. Any other questions? Good. Okay. Let's see. We don't have any new business. Unfinished business. We have the vendor contract update and discussion. So Andrew, I can start off and jump in when you need to.
Okay, sure.
Basically, the bus company got us a draft of an addendum. Jim, Bob, Andrew, and I reviewed that, got a response over to them, and then we heard back yesterday. So there's still one provision in the addendum that needs some work. So what we're looking to do is get back to them. Andrew's going to work with them further, and then we'll have it on for it should be ready for the next meeting.
What doesn't work yet?
What was that, Lee? I'm sorry.
What doesn't work yet?
Doesn't work yet is maybe a bit too strong. But we're having we're having discussions. I want to be clear about what to do if, in fact, they receive any CARES funds. What that would look like. You know, we made, without getting into detail, we made a definitive request to get something. Their counter proposal is more in line of, well, let's talk about it. But again, in fairness to them, that literally came in yesterday. I just opened it up this morning and was taking a look at it. So what I'm hoping to do is have another discussion sort of internally, then with their folks, and I'm hoping to get a draft of whatever that final, you know, whether it's an agreement or their last final offer, our last final offer, to the whole committee, so you guys can review it in your packet before the next meeting and then make a decision.
Well, if they're not amenable to that language, because I know what that language is, I'm willing to pull it off the table.
Yeah, I mean, they accepted all of our changes with the exception of that language. And again, to be fair, they didn't say absolutely not. They just kind of tweaked the, you'll get it, to, well, we'll talk about you getting it. So I'm hopeful that maybe we can work something out that's a little bit clearer to my liking.
I'm just letting you know where I'm going.
Understood.
Any questions on that topic? Good. Okay. Let's see. Capital project update bond discussion.
Does that need a vote?
No vote on the vendor contract tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were on to the capital project. Sorry.
Yeah, we're on 5B, capital project update bond discussion. Bob,
Oh,
are you the lead on that?
Bob, do you want me to address it?
You may be having some technical issues.
Bob, are you muted on your phone end? Because you're not muted in the meeting.
Oh, it doesn't even appear that he has a mic or a video.
He's also dialed in on the phone.
All right,
There he is.
I'll present.
Hold
You
on,
hear it
Bob.
now?
Bob's back.
Now we can hear you, Bob.
Go ahead, Bob.
All right. So the capital project building committee met, and there was some discussion, and I know Lee's the vice chair. If he wants to talk about the building committee meeting, I'll cede it to him.
All right. We met last week. We went over the issues concerning. We basically reviewed the project at a high level as to what's going on. We kind of came back up to speed. We talked to Lou at length as to what the additional costs are going to be for the submittal in September, because that was asked, I believe, at the last meeting. I believe it's 90,000 now. I think that is was the adjustment.
80,000
80 to 90.
packet.
Yeah, well, there was an adjustment to come out, and it was 80,000 last week. It looks like it's somewhere between 80 and 90,000 this week, but
Okay.
we had already approved up to 350, but I insisted on having this come back to the committee because we basically, after we had approved up to 350, we basically shut it all off.
Right.
I wanted everybody to know where we were going anyway. There's a lot of concern about having a owner's project manager. I am very much in favor of having the owner's project manager. Someone has to manage our architect. So I understand we don't need it till stage 3, but we need it. And I don't think Rydell's going to let us get off without having it anyway.
They won't. They will
I
not.
thought that was mandatory.
Yeah, that's my understanding too, but some other members of the building committee were adamant. So I figured I'd let you know. What else? What am I missing, Bob?
So the high level view of the 17.8 million that the school committee consensed on to go forward with, and then the update on the financials, we then pivoted towards the summer projects, which were embedded in the 17.8 million. And essentially, by taking out the Wallaloom boiler and the Metcalf safety, in doing those during the summer of 2020, which everybody agrees on, or I believe everybody agrees on, that will lower the actual capital bond to like 17.4 million in round numbers.
Yep.
So that was the other part of the discussion with the building committee consenting to go forward with the advertising the bid for the Wallaloom and the safety, which has happened already.
Good.
Yep.
Bob, can you speak to that very last sheet, that revised sheet, just to give everybody the kind of financial picture of where all this money is coming from?
Submittal So on the very last sheet that's in the packet, under RE capital project and stage 2 submittal update, you'll recall that we initially targeted September 2019 for the stage 2 submittal. And what you see there are the 4 vendors that were paid: Torado, 150, Frank Locker, who did the visioning sessions, 22,000. The Cropper report, which was RIDE requested that we do that. It was a more detailed demographic study of the district to get better results on the enrollment projections, which ironically pretty much mirrored what we had already done prior to the crop report, but that was $1,000 spend. And then Colliers, who was the OPM for that stage 2, for the stage 2 submittal of 2019. So you total all those up and it's $196,400. Going forward, to get the September 2020 submittal in, that's where I put 80,000 here. The conversation is floated up to between 80 and 90, depending. But this is where I think, Lee, if I could just say, that's where there was consensus that by the building committee we would not use an OPM for the stage 2 submittal. But part of this dialogue is to say the stage 2 gets us to a line in the process, and then if our application is accepted, then we move on to stage 3 and 4, which is where I think Lee rightly notes RIDE is going to require that we have the OPM, and we probably do want that assistance. But that will be another set of services that we'll be purchasing for stage 3 and 4, and we'll more than likely bring that back to the committee.
And so just to add, in November of 19, the vote to use $350,000 for all of the costs associated with the submittals, that took place. But because we cut it short, based on the fact that we didn't have the letters from the 2 towns, we had only spent $196,400 of that $350, but we never put that money back or we never did anything with that. So it still sits in the capital account, and the vote still holds of that $350,000 for the stage submittals. And remember that of that $350, $100,000 of it was from a RIDE grant. So we've actually spent only $96,004 from our capital fund, and that money is still set aside. The remaining $153,600 still sits in that account, targeted for the stage submittals. So this expense for the projected stage 2 resubmittal for 2020 of $80,000 still puts us well under the amount that was voted on in November of 19.
Right.
And on top of that, the money for the boiler and the money for the safety projects, those are in that capital fund separate from the $350,000 that was voted on. So that those are all covered as well.
Correct. And that 80,000 that we're going to spend, the stage 2 submittal in September is looking more and more like a stage 3 submittal. So there's a lot more work involved, which is why the additional cost.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The RIDE technical assistance grant of 100,000 is already in hand.
Yes, we received those payments already during the year. So that's submit, approve, and they issue the funds. So all good.
Good. Thank you.
The only odd thing with that, Terry, is it doesn't hit RIPay. It goes directly into our citizens account. So kind of an odd trend. But that's how they do it.
And is any of the timeline or the submission dates, has any of that been altered due to the COVID?
No.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything.
Any questions? Everybody's good? Okay. Let's see. Important dates and meetings. So we have yesterday was the graduation viewing. Thursday, June 18th, we have the virtual public hearing at 7 o'clock. Tuesday, June 23rd, school committee. Tuesday, June 30th, the all-day referendum. And it says special virtual school committee meeting. So I did send all the school committee members an email today And in that email, I put that I'm looking to do the all-day referendum 8:30 meeting and an executive session meeting at 7:15 in person at the high school. So if you guys could all just respond to that email, because I want to make sure we have a quorum.
What do you need the executive session for?
A personnel matter. If you open up your email, Paul, you'll see. It's in the email.
Was that in the email that you sent to me or us?
I sent to everybody today.
And all I saw was what I saw regarding a salary increase. Is there something else?
I don't want to discuss it in open session. Check if you didn't get your email. I'll resend it to you.
Yeah, fine. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. I think that should do it. Jim, anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay. So if we could have a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Second.
Okay. Let's see. Member Kissinger,
Aye.
Member Donovan,
Aye.
Member McFadden,
Aye.
Member Allen.
Aye.
Okay, and I'm an aye. Motion carries. Thank you all. Have a good night.
You
Thank
too.
you.